coming backstage with like flowers, going, "Oh my gosh, my daughter, you're amazing!" You know, it was just two different parents, very, very different. So, but that was my household when I was growing up as well. The same thing. Like I could win first place, like I did for my piano competitions and stuff.
Did I just take a wrong turn? Have I been watching what I'm doing?
Yeah, no, we're on the right way.
Okay,
no,
why does it feel different? Okay, cool.
No, it looks similar.
Yeah, it must be. I've been on autopilot this whole time.
It looks. It all looks the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're right.
It's all flat with lots of gardens.
This
and
is
stuff.
just before the.
Are we?
Toowoomba
Yeah, where are the
Speedway.
boys? Are they still behind or?
No.
Oh. Shit.
I'm sure it's this. Yeah, this.
I'm sure we're fine.
Yeah.
Shall I check?
You know what my folks do? I keep thinking about it lately. So apart from my normal job, I do this podcast show now for a year and a half.
God, it's been that long
And
now.
we both sing in the Titanix.
Yes.
Okay.
This is correct.
When I see my parents, who are great, like, you know, but they do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
There's never been one time
funny.
that they'll bring up the band or bring up this podcast show.
Yeah, right.
They don't ever speak about it or ask about it. And I'm not being critical of them. I just find it pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like you can be in a room with them for a whole day, and I choose not to even talk about it now because I think, well, they're not asking about it. So maybe it's embarrassing. Is it?
I don't know.
You know,
no,
you
that
wonder.
shouldn't be embarrassing.
No, but you know, parents are weird. Look, there's another mountain with a flat roof.
Oh, let's move. Let's build houses. I don't know. Maybe that was Thor's doing.
Yeah, do you know anyone in filming that right now?
I think so. I'm not sure. I know one of my students. Excuse me. One of my students. One of my piano students. His father is one of the lighting guys for it. That's probably about all I know. Other than that, I mean, they're signed to contracts that people can't talk about it if you're on sets and stuff like that, as you would know.
Right.
So I'm sure there will be people that I know that are on it.
Right.
So you know, it's the Gold Coast and it's small. And
I know our last gig at Night Quarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a girl in the crowd that she was one of the photographers, like a stills photographer.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty exciting for the little town of the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I guess. But there's a lot of the big Hollywood things that are coming over at the moment. You just kind of, I suppose, we're losing track. But you know, I find quite funny, and you would have seen the news that they were filming in Brisbane. They shut off the streets and everything. Did you see that this week?
No.
Oh, okay. Dude, you got to read the news. I don't watch TV. It's just, you know, news.
I know. Threw it all away.
Yeah. You know, things that are going on in the world, Drew.
Yeah.
They were filming in Brisbane City and they closed off some of the streets, and it was this big horrible, you know, massive thing. Because, oh my God, it's Thor and Loki and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And anyway, they were like, oh, you know, they're replicating Brisbane City to look like New York. And I'm like, why?
Wow. Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why don't they just film it in New York City? I mean, I know they're here, but...
Hang on, is Thor... Why does it need to be New York?
Exactly. Why? This is, and that's the thing. I'm like, what's the point? Yes, I get it's Marvel, so I was like, I get it's the comics and blah blah blah. I understand all that, but why are they filming somewhere else to make it look like somewhere else in the world when they can just go back to where it's meant to be? Why do this? Great for the economy. Great for
cashing
everything like this. But this is the thing. And I'm like, well, why don't they just have it? Why don't he just be in Brisbane City? Like, why, or go to Melbourne or something? Like, I mean, you know, that looks similar. I mean, Melbourne looks a little bit like New York, could look like New York a little bit European, you know.
I've got a question for you. Does them filming these big Hollywood, big budget stuff in our city, does that make you want to see the film?
Not really.
Because for all the ones that get filmed here, I haven't seen one of them.
Yeah.
For some reason, I go, it's too close. Yeah. It's like But
the thing is, if they're replicating elsewhere, then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you're going to film in Australia, make it film in Australia. You know, I love seeing stuff like, you know, Muriel's wedding, and there's that scene where she goes, at the end, goes over to Porpoise Pit, and it's the hill in Coolangatta, and you just go, that's Coolangatta. Like, you know it's Coolangatta.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, stuff like even the castle, like when they're filming in certain places, and you just go, I know where that is, I've been there. Even when I watch stuff that's being filmed in London, and I'm like, oh my God, I used to drink at that pub, you know?
Not some CGI Brisbane.
Exactly.
New York. But do they do that because they know that there's 7 million people in New York City, and there's a chance that 1 million of them will watch it for that reason.
Yeah, but what's the point in that? I mean, it's Hollywood anyway. They're gonna, and it's Thor, all these other big budget ones like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. They're going to, people are going to see it anyway. What's the point? You know. But in saying that, with Pirates, they were using a lot of obviously the filming. Like like Burley Headland and everything around there, but they used Burley Headland because of the forestry and the water and everything. Yeah. So stuff like that.
Did you see that one? I didn't see it.
No, that's not out yet, is it?
Oh, it must be actually.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually been released. Well, I thought it was going to be released in July, but who knows? Okay. But they used a lot of sort of remote locations, obviously. You know, with pirates being pirates, they're often islands or whatever, this, that, and everything else. So. Again, probably a little bit different to what Thor and that is, but still, I would hope that they're going to keep the habitat of what they filmed in, the habitat of what they filmed in.
Yeah.
So, but hey, you know, it's Hollywood. They'll do what the fuck they want. So.
Did you see that little bit of clip of Johnny Depp with Amber Heard? She released a little bit of video.
Who's Amber Heard?
Oh, that's the girl. Isn't that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Depp and his wife.
Okay.
They. When they were here on the Gold Coast...
Oh, they smuggled their dogs in.
Smuggled the dog in, got all this trouble, and then he hurt his hand somehow, and he had to go back to...
Can I tell... Oh,
yeah, but you know, he cut the end of his finger off, right?
Well, yeah, I shouldn't tell you about that story, but because I know...
Do you? Tell me. Tell us.
No, because it's going to go... No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I'm not allowed to.
Well, I just heard from an American show, like the...
Yeah, no.
There's video of it, like a photo...
Yeah, there's a whole other story behind it.
Come on.
I can't. I'll probably get my ass kicked for this.
Get your ass kicked. It's worth it. Are you kidding me?
No, because I was kind of...
so you know someone on set?
Well, actually, one of the actors were just, you know, hanging out and all that sort of stuff, and he was telling me all the stuff that was going on. I was like, whoa, shit. So, yeah, it's a bit crazy. But let's just say there's a whole other story behind what happened.
Right.
So,
well, just say 10 days ago, a bit of video was released that she secretly filmed of Johnny Depp just getting really aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, hey, no one knows the full story, but I was just wondering if you saw that.
Oh, no.
Just to show that I do know something about popular culture and whatever, you know.
Things I haven't seen, that's one. But I have seen a pug singing Batman, so... All
right.
Have you seen that?
No. Should I?
You should, it's amazing. I'll show you later, it's awesome.
Zim's Corner.
Yeah. So, yeah, what were we saying? Oh, yeah, with Thor and everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's great because, I mean, obviously, you know, it's becoming a location and a destination now, and it's providing a lot of jobs in Australia because they import because they're Mexicans. People from Sydney.
What?
Sorry, guys. Well, they're south of the border, right?
Yeah.
So...
I think actually...
You're actually importing Mexicans.
No, I thought they were saying, what, it's a Mexican crew coming out here. Man, budget cuts.
Yeah, well, big budget cuts. No, because, I mean, a lot of people from Sydney and Melbourne are coming up, obviously, with the rigging crew and stuff, and the camera crew. You know, the costume, makeup, everything like that. So, you know, it's creating a lot of jobs in Australia, which is great.
You know, did we have this conversation? I repeat myself so many times.
It's all right.
I think we had this conversation last time, and it didn't record, so I'm going to say it again.
Okay.
Right, my little boy keeps getting asked to do this thing for a TV station in Brisbane.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
and it's a TV show that's on all the time, a little kids show, and they'll ring up sort of like 3 days before and go, hey, can we have him again? It's always the north side of Brisbane, you know, an hour and a half from our house, and it's always for free. And I always say, come on, it's for free.
Yeah.
You want all these kids and all these parents to go there, and it's been going for more than a year now.
Yeah, right.
And I said to them, this means that, you know, someone like the producers of this show got together and said, we're going to make a TV show and we'll pay ourselves and the cast and the crew. Yeah, but the kids. But all the kids that are in the show every day, and they don't even give catering or drinks or anything. They'll hang out in a park for 6 hours. Jesus. Totally for free, right? Yeah. And when I was doing any acting related work in Sydney, it was we all had to pay our $300 to the union the actors equity. And at the time, everyone was like, stupid equity, you got to pay this thing. But that's why.
Yeah.
So no one was allowed to make any film, video, or TV, corporate video,
because they take
and not pay. Well, that's why I think they're making these films in Queensland.
Right.
Because they can say, hey, do you want to be on Thor?
Yeah.
We'll just pay you $5 an hour.
Yeah.
And you'll get a whole bunch of kids just going, okay, yeah, you know.
I would just provide. There's a lot of that goes on, obviously, even not just with the big budget. I think it's a little bit different though, because it's American as well. They have a different set of rules. Like I know in America, when you're doing things, they won't hire you unless you're in a union with some productions. I mean, it's the fact of covering their butts and covering your own butt as well. Yeah. But there are other productions that will hire if you're not in a union or if you are in a union.
Yeah. Well, I bet if you're in cast, you'd be contracted. So
massively.
You have to pitch.
But even with the extras and everything like that, of course, they're all contracted. Yeah. They have to sign contracts. They have to sign waivers. They have to sign all these things, and of course, then they're paid for what they are. They're in agreement with that. So with the big ones, I don't think there'd be. Well, actually, there wouldn't be any sort of $10 kind of deal thing per hour. It's all above equity and all above award and all that sort of thing. Same with the crew. It's the little companies that are around the place that get away with this kind of thing, where they go, come and do this for free. It's great exposure. I'm sorry, but I can't. How do I put petrol in my car to get to and from through exposure? I can't go to the servo and go, hey, so I've got exposure. Can I pay for my petrol? Thanks. Same deal,
Well, my argument was just have a bottle of water there.
Yeah. Even if you just cater.
One little thing.
Exactly. Like I've done stuff for free and done for nothing, and it's like, it's not paid, but this and this and this, and then I go, okay, I decide off my own back to do it or not. If it's worth my while, it's worth my while. If it's not, it's not. Yeah. And I've done things where they're like, we've got catering, but we can't pay you. No worries. You know what? I haven't done this kind of thing before. Cool, let's do it. So,
like you guys, let's go. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just it's a different world that it is now, and a lot of people out there take a lot of, in the performance industry, take a lot of things for granted. And there's a post that I put up a long time ago on my Facebook saying, like, as a picture, it had on one side paying for a musician, for example, like for a wedding or a gig or whatever, what you think you're getting, and the other side it said what you actually get, and the list of what you think you're getting someone to play at your event, and then the list that said what you're actually getting, the time and the rehearsal it takes, the travelling, everything that has to go into, like, the cost of your musical equipment, the insurance of everything, petrol in your car, and the list was like
15 years of getting to this point.
Exactly right. And this is what people tend to forget, is that it's not what you see on stage. Like, we're driving for 6 hours to go play a gig tonight, It's not, it's lucky we've got a public holiday today down the Gold Coast. But, it's just that exact thing where you think that you're getting one thing, but you don't realise what goes on behind it. You have to this day and age, upkeep websites. You have to upkeep your social media status. You have to, as an actor or even a muso, headshots and photos and live footage and this and that, and the list goes on. You have to pay for those out of your money that you earn from gigs. So if you're not earning money from gigs, how the fuck do you pay for them?
Yeah.
People don't think about this sort of stuff.
And I don't know if it sounds yucky to say, or a bit arsey to say, when, I don't know, it surprises me, now in this party band we're in, sort of thing. I like to feel like it's a party band.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm always putting the mic in front of someone's mouth, like, come on, you're smiling, you seem to know the words,
fun,
let's have a go. And it's really rare, maybe once every 25 people you actually put the mic in front of their face and they can sing.
I think it's happened. What happened once at the Avenue last week, that girl, the brunette girl, and that's the first time that's happened in
probably 50 people.
Easy.
So, and that's, hey.
So we're not, people who can sing are not a commodity. This is the thing.
Yeah. So to sit back and go, just anyone can do it. Like,
that's a lot of bull.
In actual fact, there's only a few people that can.
Exactly. And the fact is not only just being able to sing, it's being able to entertain. Yeah. This is where there's a lost art now. Yeah. Is the fact of getting on stage, and if you just stand up there and sing, it's like people go, yeah, cool, you can sing, so entertain me. We have so much in our face all the time in our lives, be it TV, be it the phones, be it all of the media, be it whatever. Everywhere you go, there's something that's trying to pinpoint your attention. So, you know what? You want to be that person where it's live. You are a real person. You're there to entertain these people. They want entertainment. And if you can provide it, awesome. If you can't,